Hi there. So myself Mohammad Misbahuddin, Assistant Professor Mechanical Engineering Department, Lords Institute of Engineering and Technology, Hyderabad. So now I am performing the experiment on the given specimen, and the test is torsion test. So we are performing the experiment on this specimen for finding the modulus of rigidity. By conducting a torsion test. So what we are doing, first of all, we are preparing the specimen according to standard sizes. So the standard sizes are given. So total overall length of the given specimen should be 250 mm. So total length from left to right end, your total length should be equal to 250 mm. Okay. So next, the gauge length is a length on which we are performing the experiment. So what we are doing, we are seeing the extra length also. This is a grip length and this is a grip length. So this grip object, this is the what? Object which is provided flat. Okay, this is provided rectangle on both the sides. What is the reason? For holding the devices in two jars rigidly. If you are placing a circular object in a two jars and we are applying a twisting load, if you are applying a twisting load, what happens? There may be chances of slipping this specimen in a jars. So to avoid that problem, what we are doing, we are making the edges, we are making the sides, it should be a grip one. Okay, we are making it rectangle one, and test length, it should be a circular one. So now we are maintaining the diameter of the grip. This diameter of the grip section is 20 mm. Now if you are making it to rectangle, each side, here the height of this rectangle should be 20 mm. So we can see that if you are seeing from this side, it will looks like a square one. So each side is equal to 20 mm. Similarly, we know the side of this square. Similarly, we should know what is the length of the grip section. So the length of the grip section we are measuring 50 mm. By using a vernier caliper or by using a scale, we can measure the length of the grip section and we can measure the size of the grip section, or we can say each side of the grip section we can find out by using steel rule or by using vernier caliper. So now what we are doing in this experiment, for performing this experiment, what we are doing, we are fixing the specimen in a two jars. One jar is what? Fixed jar. One jar is what? Fixed jar. And one jar is what? Movable jar. Okay. So what happens? First of all, we'll turn on the motor. When we turn on the motor, what happens? One jar rotating. Okay. When the one jar is rotating, that jar causes this grip section to move, to rotate. When it rotates, what happens? There is a twisting force or a torque which will be induced over this specimen test area. This is a test area. Over this test area, what happens? Twisting force, torsion force, or we can say simply torque is induced in this because of the force. Now, what happens? First of all, we will see before applying the load should be 0, and the angle of twist when we are applying a load, or how we can apply? We are rotating the motor. If the motor starts rotating, what happens? It causes the jar to rotate. When the jar rotates, what happens? Here twisting force is developed over the specimen. Okay. So same time we can see what is the angle of twist for the given force, for a given torque. If the force increases, angle of twist also increases. Similarly, we can see in our diagram, we can see torque is there. It may be 100 Newton meter. Angle of twist will be something in 20 degrees. If the torque increases, angle of twist increases. If the torque increases, angle of twist increases. And finally, we can calculate the modulus of rigidity for the given material. Okay. So now we'll perform the experiment. Before performing the experiment, we'll see that the given test specimen we have fixed between the two jars. So this is a fixed jar. There will not be any rotation of this jar. Now we can see there is another jar which is a rotating one. So you can see we have inserted a specimen in this way and we have tightened by using Allen keys. Now I will start the motor. Before starting the motor, we have to ensure that here on this jar is connected to a disc. This movable jar, rotating jar is connected to a movable disc, and this movable disc is graduated in terms of degrees. You can observe 360, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 like this. So total number of divisions on the discs are 360. We can say 360 degree rotation we can observe. So what we'll do, first of all, before starting the motor, we have to ensure that this is the torque. Torque is what? We are applying a load by using this machine, by using this motor. When we start the motor, it causes the shaft to rotate. When the shaft rotates, it causes the jar to rotate. When the jar rotates, it causes the specimen to rotate. When the specimen rotates, what happens? There is a twisting of the specimen, because here this opposite jar is a fixed one. When this jar is rotating, it means that when the jar is rotating, it exerts the pressure, it exerts the force, it exerts the torque. Same torque we can observe in this display. So this display shows the torque in terms of kg centimeter. Okay, so meanwhile we have to see at this angle of twist what is the torque. Here the angle of twist is 0 and torque is 0. Here when we start the motor, there is a angle of twisting will be there, angle of twisting will get 20 degree. For this angle of twist, what is the torque? Similarly, angle of twist will increases simultaneously. For that angle of twist, we can see corresponding torque. So like this, torque, angle of twist will be there. For the angle of twist, we have to see what is the desired torque. Okay. So now we'll start the motor. Now, angle of twist is 10. Now it is increasing, and torque is 0.4. Now angle of twist is 10, 20. And the torque is 13. For angle of twist 20 degree, torque is 27. For angle of twist 25, torque is 31. For angle of twist 30, torque is 33. For angle of twist 40, torque is 31. Okay. For angle of twist 45, now torque is 0. It means that specimen have broken. So what is the angle of twist? 60 degree, and the torque is 31 kg centimeter. So as we have seen while performing the experiment, so torque and the corresponding angle of twist, torque and the corresponding angle of twist, here angle of twist is increasing. Initially we got at 20 degree, we got this much of torque in kg centimeter. 25 degree, at 25 we got 31 kg centimeter torque. Angle of twist is 30 degree, for which torque is 33. For angle of twist 40 degree, and torque we got 31 kg centimeter. So all these torque units are in terms of kg centimeter. So what we will do, we will take the first set of experiment. So in our first trial, so reading number 1, in reading number 1, first of all we will see torque. Torque is angle of twist. Theta is what? Angle of twist. So how many degrees? 20 degrees. So we want angle of twist in terms of radian. So what we'll do? We'll convert this into radian. 20 into pi by 180. Therefore theta is equal to, here the answer is 0.3490. So now angle of twist, it was in degree, now we have converted it to radian. So for this 20 degree angle of twist, we got the torque 30 kg centimeter. So T is equal to torque, it is in terms of kg centimeter, 30 kg centimeter. We want the torque, it should be in terms of Newton mm. So what we have to do, 30, okay. For converting kg to Newton, we have to multiply it with G, that is 9.81, okay. So instead of kg we got Newton. Into we want to convert centimeter to mm, because torque we want in terms of Newton mm. Kg we have converted into Newton by multiplying 9.81. Centimeter we have to convert to mm. Then we can write 10 in 10 mm is equal to 1 centimeter. Okay, 9.81 if you multiply, then
2943.
43. So this is the torque in terms of Newton mm. If we get the torque, if we get the angle of twist, we can calculate the modulus of rigidity. Okay, so therefore modulus of rigidity G is equal to T into L. We have the formula T into L, theta into J. So for finding modulus of rigidity, we want torque. Just now we got torque. L is what? Length. Which length we have to take? Either we have to take the overall length or we have to take the gauge length. So always we have to take the gauge length. Here the gauge length is 150 mm. Okay. So gauge length we know. Here gauge length is 150 mm. Okay. T we know, torque we know, length we know, angle of twist just before we got 0.3490. Next thing to find is J, polar modulus of inertia. J is what? Polar modulus of inertia. The given specimen is a circular one, or the given gauge length, gauge portion is a circular one. For circular section, polar modulus of inertia is pi by 32 d to the power of 4. Therefore, pi by 32, okay, d. Diameter, so we have to take this gauge length and this gauge diameter. So 16 to the power of 4. So with this, we will get the value of J. 16 to the power of 4 into pi by 180. So this polar momentum, how much? 485. So it is in terms of mm to the power pi. Okay. Therefore J is equal to, in terms of fraction you tell? 64. Okay. 981. Mm to the power of 4. Same value will 33.981. So this polar modulus of inertia will substitute in this equation, then we will get modulus of rigidity. Torque we got 2943, okay, into length of gauge length is given 150 mm divided by theta, angle of twist, it should be in terms of radian 0.3490 into polar modulus of inertia is 6433.981. Now finally we are getting polar modulus of inertia. 596. Okay. Into, so here we are getting modulus of rigidity as 196.596 Newton per mm square. So we got the modulus of rigidity for the first reading. Similarly, we have to go for second reading. In second reading, here angle of twist instead of 20 degree, we have to place 25 degree. So instead of, now for second reading, go for calculation 25 degree. It is in degree converted into radian. 25 into pi by 180. 25 into pi by 180. So how much answer? 436 in terms of radian. For this 25 degree angle of twist, we got the torque as 31 kg centimeter. We will write in terms of Newton mm. 31, remove the kg and write 9.81, it will be Newton. Instead of centimeter, we can write 10. 10 mm is equal to 1 centimeter. Therefore, torque we are getting
3041.1.
0.1. It is in terms of Newton mm. Similarly, we have to calculate the modulus of rigidity for the given object. length will remain same, polar modulus of inertia will remain same because diameter is same. Substitute in this. Here torque we know 3041.1, okay, into length is 150 mm divided by theta, what angle of twist 0.436 into polar modulus of inertia is 6433.981, 162.613 Newton per mm square. So like this, for different angle of twist we have to find out modulus of rigidity and angle of twist. So in our first case we have seen torque, it was 30 kg centimeter. So in terms of Newton mm, how much it was? 30 into 9.81 into 10. In a reading 2, we know that angle of twist 25 degree, torque is 31. So angle of twist is 25 degree. We are converting into radian, means multiplying by pi by 180. And corresponding torque is 31 kg centimeter. Torque is equal to 31 kg centimeter. Multiplying with 9.81 into 10, now we are getting in terms of Newton mm. So next thing to find is modulus of rigidity. G is equal to T into L by G in theta into J. We know length of the test portion is 150 mm. Okay, torque we know just before we got, angle of twist we got 0.436 and polar modulus of inertia. So now same thing, one by one we will substitute. T is 3041.1 and L is equal to 150, theta is equal to 0.436 and J is equal to 6433.981. After solving this equation we are getting 162.613 Newton per mm square. Same thing, torque we have taken in terms of Newton, in terms of degree we are converting into radian, and then we are finding the modulus of rigidity. So like this we can perform, we can find out the modulus of rigidity for the different angle of twist and torque value. So similarly another two values are there, you can find out. After getting the result, whatever the modulus of rigidity we are getting for different values, so we have to take the average of all those. If you are taking 4 readings, so average of this 4 value we have to take, and that will be the desired modulus of rigidity G. Okay, thank you.